40 miles an hour.
Kind of might have been the Regal.
So it's not like the Orient Express.
Okay. It's a picture of Vicky stirring her coffee. What kind of horse is she riding? Where's that chair? Let's smile over there. We're ready to roll.
I know, isn't that amazing? Carrie, you didn't bring your camera?
Yeah, it's upstairs. Push the button. Begin.
About 3 to 5 miles upriver is a town itself. And it's a very beautiful community.
As long as you're at an angle.
Oh, really?
The Chugach tribe. And if you translate the word from Russian dialect, it's loosely translated from Chugatsi, which means the rainmaker. Now we believe they call it the Rainmaker Mountain Range because on there in the distance. If it was high tide right now, you wouldn't see any of those mud flats. However, these mud flats are formed due to the flats. Now you don't want to go out there on the mud flats, basically because it's very sticky mud, it's very gooey and wet.
He documented in his journal that he sees wispy smoke 40 miles inland of Anchorage, and he was a day on the end of these Alaskan words, these Athabascan words actually. Rolled through the area here, the land then subsided or settled 6 to 10 feet lower in elevation. Now with the next high tide from the Knik Arm, it washed out.
Where's the red button? I'll say recording. Okay.
Yes.
You know, hang on in front of the table, in the back of the chair, your neighbor, your partner, anybody or anything.
Well, because that lies up to the 3 o'clock side of the train car, about 7 miles that direction. So now as we roll here into the Matanuska, Wisconsin, Montana areas between 1928 and 1935, the area of the train car. There, yep, there's an eagle out there, right next to the train car, about 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah, eagle.
UFO, you just see a nice white stripe there in the area, and that is Mount McKinley, the largest.
Take a picture.
Yeah, you got it. Anytime you can get a picture of any portion of this mountain, definitely do so. Now, Mount McKinley is only visible 20% of the time here in Alaska. What that means is once out of every 5 days, and that's some of these events include the Alaska Bluegrass Festival. They also hold the Alaska Bachelor's Auction here. They hold the moose dropping.
320 feet, it is the largest freestanding mountain in the world, the highest point of elevation in North America. Mount McKinley, commonly called Denali here in the state of Alaska, you can use the word Denali, meaning the great one or the high one. Peak of Mount McKinley is out there in the distance. The 11 o'clock position of the train car here, milepost 233 by way of the Alaska Railroad.
Pretty phenomenal, huh? Beavers are so busy. If you look down too, you're going to see some small mini beaver dams. We kind of call these the condos of the beavers, kind of nicknames we've given these. Well, there's a duck in the little pond. What these mini beaver dams do is that they will stop the major water flow right after they're born. Again, they can have 2 to 4 to a litter, and they are born. Here's a big beaver pond right here that's been abandoned by the beavers for about.
Is 114 miles south of the Anchorage area. This is the Alaska mountain range all around the train car here. No
Makes her 31. Yeah, right.
I joined the Jim Brundle Club. I didn't listen.
see it.
I don't listen. She belongs too. I belong. She's a definite member. I'm a definite member. She's the president. We inherited it from my father.
I don't need an excuse.
Part of it is we just tune out a lot. You know, we have to be real motivated. Video that the face too nice.
Just past milepost 284, preparing ourselves to cross over Hurricane Gulch, Alaska. This area derives its name hurricane due to the fact of the very high velocity winds that sweep down through this area off the Alaska mountain range. It's rumored that winds have been in excess of 80 miles an hour through this area, thus calling it Hurricane Alaska.
Left is will be better because it's got highlighted. The others too dark.
Here's Hurricane Gulch. As I mentioned, you see the Chulitna River, meaning river that runs into itself, Chulitna. You have Hurricane Creek trickling beneath the train car at this time, and the Alaska mountain range and all areas around the train car.
They have to have 4.
Going forth into the Denali National Park area, keeping in mind that your destination point is milepost 347 this afternoon. Right now you're about milepost 306 or so as we roll on through Broad Pass, Alaska. They're in the second drawer? I might keep in that second drawer to get through legs. Now, as I was mentioning to you here, we are going to be coming up on the switch, and there's a little event that you may notice taking place on the... Starting to notice some little white buildings out on the other side of Eves Lake, out on the right-hand side of the train car. Those little buildings are used during the winter time for those folks who would like to come up and try their hand at ice fishing here. Please do so. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and have you take a couple of moments and pull out your blue-gray vouchers for me, and I'm going to come through and give you a busing assignment to get...
Possibly 4.5 months old. You want to lower the windows to get a picture.
Too many flashes.
Hey, I'm having breakfast.
This is around scared.
It is snowing for what? Yeah, it's snowing.
The pipeline crosses a major feet apart. I'm going to talk about They set it up on Fairbanks Creek, which is about 25.
The idea was for you to be in it. You moved.
I've been in it.
This is my first summer doing this. Don't worry, I'm fully licensed. I finally passed my license yesterday. I passed the test and got it yesterday. 19,000 miles on this road, and I still like this 19,000 miles on a 120. Not that you're not original at all, you know, but there's not. Percent chance of seeing a moose or a bear. Percent chance of seeing a moose is probably, usually what you'll see is their backs rolling out over the top of the water, about 38 miles inland. It's about this wide the entire way. With about 3 people a year out on the silt flats, so not too good. Acts as a very effective quicksand, like I said. Yesterday when I drove down to Seward, I was actually driven down to Seward yesterday. As well as 2-way radios. I've got one up front. Basically, wish I could stop. The glacier up in the bowl of that mountain is Explorer Glacier or Skookum Glacier, depending on who you are and what you want to call it. Due to the glacial silt's content in the water and the depth of the water,
I will see you back in Ellensburg.
Now, just to give you a better understanding as to how much ice we're talking about, that's about 1,000 glacial carving. But actually, the technique that they use is more akin to stone masonry. And in fact, stone masons will oftentimes start out working a block of iron. They'll equalize the weight on each side so that the block does not topple over while they are chopping away at it. Small piece, they may very well be able to take that piece of ice, place it back onto the ice carving, and using the warmth that they're started out with.
and I don't know what the background or that's supposed to. Cold out here, Jim.
That's one of those things that when the water hits it, it flashes.
It's a pinger, yeah. All right, look over here.
I should set it like that, or should I just leave what you got on there now? Is that good for everything? No, that's everything.
See you, little ladies. Actually, beautiful on this side.
Glacier tour tomorrow.
Anywhere in the world. It's got incredible height drop as it moves from Canada down here into Alaskan waters. So 75 miles long, about 5 miles in width. And in fact, just to help you with the scale, as you look over the top of the glacier, back, straight glacial surface, back to that mountain range, essentially back to the first turn of the glacier. 10 miles back to those mountains, that's just at the base. The highest point on that ridge that you do see towering above the covered face is Mount Seattle. Mount Seattle is just over 10,000 feet. Well, the Turner Glacier over there, on the port side, quite a dirty little glacier, really. Lots and lots of rock bound up in the ice there. And that is a reflection of the type of rock in the valley it's.
There's two glass enclosed staircases. Those go to the observation.
Yeah, I think it's a whale. See it? It sure is.
Take a boat through there, there's another 27 miles or so of fjord that you can travel in. And that was all blocked off by the glacier advancing across that narrow entry.
Well, I think they will probably just go to this next level. There's another one down there. Oh, then there's more stairs down there, see? Oh, yeah.
Not very big, though.
My big brother.
He comes down.
There's a bird flying around there too.
Knock out the bird, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at the water.
Look at that! Oh!
I want to keep saying Seward, and it isn't Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard.
Old Mother Hubbard or Glacier?
He wanted to say Seward.
When the air pops, then the ice lifts.
We just saw some big ones.
Oh, there it is. There it is. He hasn't changed.
Oh, you not that big.
Do I need
That was awesome.
I said, well, if you look at it,
I feel like I'm gonna have a tidal wave.
Yeah, let's go back
people
up.
down here.
Go back up. Go back up. Let's go up one. Yeah, well, the half hour between meals was really dragging me down. What do you? Go for it.
Need a picture of the dog with the name, Glacier in the back.
All right, we'll wait for you up here.
That's Totem.
This is it. We're gonna fit there. Yeah, we don't fit on that one.
Did you just get that big one on film? Cool.
Some of it I got, but you got a better view of it up here. I had more heads than Glacier. That's why I came back up here.
You think the boat, the ship, whatever they want to call this, moving in makes it happen a little bit more?
No, I think you just see it. Sharon?
Sharon?
Oh.
This is one of the jets here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's one of the jets turning the boat. You can see the ice now. Man, look at all the ice. See now, see that ice pool. That ice pool is where we were off the bow of the boat. Calf come down before. They say that pinnacle point up there is probably next to go. If you listen very carefully, you can hear it cracking.
Close the door here.
We just wanted to have a little private conversation.
What a pair of those two! I don't know. I think they're related.
Come out.
Wait a second, I gotta put Mr. Backlighting on.
Scoot back a little bit. I'll be overboard.
No, backlighting. You know, that's like feedback. Oh, that sounded like a chair calving. All right, look over here, dear.
Okay.
There looks like it's, you know, it's freshly calved off, you know, newly exposed.
I hear something over here. I'm on calf watching patrol here. Haven't found anything lately. I'm on calf patrol now.
I really should have my sunglasses. Terry was waiting for. Did you see it? That one.
Are you lounging for a while?
Pretty easy to work?
Yeah, your tools are sharp.
cabin was located at the corner of 3rd and Main until 1914 when it was replaced by a hotel. So we were at 3rd and Main and
Get the full effect of this thing.
When it's cloudy, and then when it's all sunshine. Sunshine just makes the glacier look all white. Or you can really see it when you see the sunshine. There's a really wonderful visitor center that shows about a 10-minute movie about the glacier. Very interesting to see. Fish and meat, biology, marine biology, administration, government. Something have to do here in Juneau because this is a government. Isn't that beautiful down there, left? See how the trees are shaping on both sides?
it looks bluer now.
Yeah, it always looks pretty on this distance. It's a great place to take a picture of the glacier. The whole river again. And now we come into the lower valley. You can see all the industry, and this is kind of the industrial area.
It's not exposed that much.
Where I grew up in the Midwestern part of the United States.
Releases the spawn salmon or the fertilized salmon eggs that have hatched into fingerlings. They release them into the creeks that need that salmon species. We have all 5 species of salmon here in Ketchikan.
was a CCC project, and they had a master carver named John Wallace that was the head carver for 14, and was basically trying to study some of the poles that remained in the outlying villages that had deteriorated almost past recognition. So what he was doing was groping from memory and trying to teach people that didn't have a clue on what a totem pole was anymore. So the CCC project was very important to continue cultural growth, and it so helped encourage regalia making and linguist studies, and also totem pole art coming back into the youth that were existing in the pole up until that point. Now it's pretty well acceptable. Nowadays, carpenter birds. So now you know the difference. One has a curved beak, and one has a beak that curves all the way under its chin. Now the thunderbird is believed, like the Southwest Navajo Nation, that when they flap their wings, they create the sound of thunder. When they blink their eyes are so bright that they create bolts of lightning. And start their process all over again. The way they do that, if you look behind this tree here, growing right out of this stump is providing that live tree growing out of it, nutritional base, and smooth their carvings are on their totem poles. They're all hand-assed. No chainsaws, no sandpapers, no mechanical means.